you reminded me. How many have we got on today? Shitloads. I love that. How many are there? 33 of us. Do you know what? Can we just do this? Like, everyone just do this. Everyone just do a round of applause. And everyone take themselves off mute as well so I can hear it. Oh, we've got two claps.
Probably the busiest group chat.
There we go. I love that. Right. 33. Right, put yourself back on mute because I can hear myself. 33 of us. This is I think the biggest official SMF webinar we've ever had. So welcome to all the new faces. Jordan, hey dude, I'm really sorry to do this to you. It's normally a much smaller environment, but Jordan, introduce yourself. What's your name and where'd you come from?
Hello people. Yeah, Jordan, as Chris said, grew up around the Heathrow area, just living in London at the minute. Yeah, happy to be here, eager to learn and take the stress away because it's like pulling your hair out otherwise.
Love it, love it. What would you say? So other members, what would you say is the top advice you can give to Jordan? I want 3 people to put their hands up for me. Top advice, best advice you can give to Jordan. Right, Paul Hawker, go.
Just stick to his strategy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And if you think it's not going to be stressful, it is going to be stressful for part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like it's going to save me getting grilled as well, so I'm up for that.
Yeah. Any more advice, anyone? Yes, Kev?
Turn up on time because Chris moans if you don't.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely do. I am.
Don't move your stop loss.
Don't move your stop loss. Yeah, that's a good one, Lou. Thank you. It's a very good one. Yeah, I am.
On the other hand, of turning up on time, also expect Chris to be late.
Yeah, every single time, without fail. Okay, I will always be late. Okay, but it's absolutely fine for you to wait for me. Definitely, I don't want to be waiting for you. All right. Do as I say, not as I do, and that goes for both turning up to meetings, but also my trading decisions sometimes as well, as some of you know, because I do make some wacky ones as well. I do pull a hawker every now and again myself as well. But let's not talk about that now. Let's not scare off the members just after they joined. I've got some really cool stuff to talk you through tonight, guys. A couple of things that I've been playing around with lately that I think can really help you. One that I'm not ready to roll out yet, but I'm going to show it you. And if you guys want to look at it, then that's on you. But I'm still early testing of this thing that I found is really, really fucking cool. I've got a new prop partner that I want to talk you through that, and I'll explain to you why I think they're really cool. And third and final, we're going to talk you through FX bullshit as well, and who and why and how we should be using it. Okay, so first things first. Let's just go through and talk through a couple of trades from today. Okay, so if we have a look at the dollar overall, okay, bit of a wacky day today. I'm sure you guys probably were a bit confused with this price action and how you could have or should have traded it, but the dollar did exactly what it should have done. Okay, as it always will do. Okay, remember, your trades and your trade ideas should always be formed from the higher time frame down, top down analysis. Always, we are looking for what happened yesterday. We had bearish price action, that gives us a bearish tone. What's happening on the hourly? We've only got a first break for now, but we've got a pretty clear bearish range there, and there's arguments to say that we did already have the true break. We didn't have much of a follow through, but we did have a candle closure below that true break level, so that's valid in my eyes. So on the hourly time frame, we've shifted bearish, okay, and that happened at 2 a.m. this morning. 15-minute, as you know, was bearish all day, and then we had this kind of pullback, and we had all of this hesitation today. Now, does anybody know what caused this hesitation?
Labour government stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. We were definitely waiting for Reeves to fuck us all over. I don't know if anyone saw the news, but highest tax proposal since 2000, third highest tax proposal since 2010. It's pretty mega. And then we had, I'll show you, actually, it's probably easier. Then we had positive unemployment claims, okay, which caused a bit of a spike. So the budget stuff came out at 12:30, okay, and that caused that initial drop. That initial drop off was caused by the initial drop off, pump here. So here at 12:30 was here. Okay, so we started getting budgetary stuff at around 12 o'clock. If you noticed, we had the initial drop off, and then we had this kind of pullback here on the GBP. Now, can anyone tell me why GU has climbed even though the budget was shit?
Just because the dollar's so weak.
Yeah, basically. So we all were expecting this budget to be shit. Like, it wasn't rocket science. We knew taxes were going to rise. Like, it was already happening, and that sort of stuff already gets factored in. But that being said, the pound has been relatively weak for quite some time now, and fundamentals and technicals, they need to align. Okay, we are quite heavily oversold right now. We're in this kind of low area. We've taken out all this liquidity. We haven't really got any reason to go much lower, and all of the uncertainty around the budget was priced in for these last couple of weeks. It's been happening for these last few weeks. So when we are expecting, this will lead me on to my next point today, but when we are expecting these news events to occur, okay, then they will normally be priced into the marketplace relatively early on, okay? And this is why we had the initial bearish push, but it wasn't able to outdo the dollar, okay? We had the initial bearish push, then we had some positive employment numbers, okay? 216,000 instead of a forecast of 226, so that was pretty good, which caused this initial spike. But remember, the technicals and the higher time frame is always going to take control, because news on its own is not enough to change the direction. In fact, that will very, very, very rarely happen, that the direction of the market will change based upon a news event. Okay, it has to be pretty major. It's got to be like a bomb going off somewhere, or the Fed cutting 75 points instead of the 25 that we were all expecting. Okay, something stupid like that. So what happened is that the technicals took over, because this market was already bearish. But you've got to remember that it's a kind of an ever-evolving cycle, okay? The fundamentals influence the higher time frame, okay? So the reason why this chart is going down is because the fundamentals for the dollar are poor at the moment. The economy is weak. Yesterday proved that. We had poor PPI numbers, we had poor retail sale numbers, which was weakened the dollar, and because of that, three seniors within the Fed confirmed that the chance of a rate cut is now even higher. So these rate cuts that the Fed are planning in, which will be in the FOMC announcement next month, are already being priced into the market. So do you see what I mean? So that budgetary stuff that hit today, the reason why it had little impact is because it was already being priced in 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, since the tabloids and since everyone's been talking about it. The 25-point cut that will negatively impact the dollar, because if the Fed's bringing down interest rates, it's because they're trying to incentivize spending. That's already being priced in right now, okay? And that's why we were able to take these trades. We had some really positive news for New Zealand. They had their effective FOMC last night, and although they cut rates, they confirmed it was the last of the rate cuts, as in we're stabilizing now. So that caused this massive bullish spike. I was waiting for this trade all day, waiting for this imbalance. A few of you asked me, why have I bought from here? I was waiting for this imbalance to fill. I was waiting to get down to these discount areas, but it just didn't move. It didn't budge. So when we had the dollar climbing, look, here to here, I'll show you on a split chart. Okay, when we had the dollar climbing here to here, 2 seconds. Okay, see this here? So we had the dollar climbing and climbing and climbing, okay, and grabbing liquidity. This chart wasn't able to get any lower. So whereas this should have been coming down to like these sorts of areas, it wasn't able to. It was stuck at this level. So when I then saw the dollar starting to make these bearish plays, and I saw the New Zealand dollar start to make these bullish plays, it was a no-brainer for me. It was just a case of, well, I'm going to find my entry. It was a simple MSU entry, enter in like that and trade it up. Really, really simple trading, doesn't need a huge amount of analysis. The fact that price was struggling to get short indicated to me that the likelihood of this market needing to go long. And as soon as the technicals of the bearish dollar came back in, this trade was easy, okay? USD CHF, exactly the same situation. We took out liquidity. I know some of you were trying to short this all day, but the reason why you didn't get the short or you got stopped out on it is because you weren't allowing the market to shift. You were going down to like the lower time frames and looking for like tiny little FBTBs and stuff. That's not enough. You've got to let this market shift. And what we did ultimately is get off this stupid chart. What we did ultimately is we came up, we took liquidity, and then we had the big sell-off. This sell-off was in line with the dollar selling off as well. So hopefully you can start to see how important the dollar, the DXY chart, is to supporting your analysis. All of my trades are all off the back of the dollar analysis, okay, and what I understand about the fundamentals. Now, that brings me on to point number 1 to discuss with you today. I've been speaking to these guys for a little while, and I've got access at the moment to this platform called Market Edge. And it is an AI-based analysis tool. So what it does for you is you build a portfolio into it. So I've got Euro, Gold, USD Swiss, and it basically ports together all of the information about the currencies, and it builds for you a AI-based tailored news channel. Okay, it's really, really cool. I've just started using it this week after a couple of chats with the people that own it, and I'm really, really impressed so far. The information it's given me has massively helped me with my trades today. Okay, I'm going to talk you through a couple of ways that I use it, and you'll see this in my analysis videos, which is why I want to talk you through it. And eventually, if you guys want access to it as well, it's not cheap, it's 40 quid a month. But if you do want to start, I suppose, treating this as a professional career, this is the sort of information for me where I do a lot of manual research on the news and stuff. This has basically saved me shitloads of time. So every single day you get a daily bias, which is a report based upon the pairs that you trade. It gives you an analysis on your portfolio, your macro outlook. It gives you upside and downside targets and analysis for specific pairs. It shows you what data is making the price weak, where the weight is, okay? So is it the technical? Is it the dovishness of the Fed? Depending on what it is, it tells you where that weight is leaning, okay? This report is cool. It's a nice little summary. It doesn't tell me a huge amount. The real information is in your homepage. So if I want to look at what's going on with gold right now, for example, firstly, you get some really nice technicals. So we've got higher time frame, intraday analysis, and this is ported from lots of different areas, okay? It gives you a nice summary of what's supporting the bullishness and why there is a bullish feel. So 40% weighted towards the Fed policy easing. So Fed rate cut odds for December surged to 85% after New York. Fed President Williams and San Francisco Fed President Daly signaled support for further easing. Weak US retail sales and labor data, which is what I spoke about for yesterday, reinforce expectations, providing strong tailwind for gold as lower rates reduce opportunity cost of holding non-yielding assets. Long story short, the government in the US doesn't look good, and if investors aren't putting money in dollar, they're putting money in gold. It's as simple as that. USD weakness because of the news. We had poor PMI numbers as well today. Chicago PMI numbers were poor today. So it's all building a tone towards it. And what you want to look at for these news events is these news events build a tone. It's like, we speak about confluences and stacking confluences. What you're doing with these news events is you're stacking weight towards, almost like it's on a scale. And each one of these news adds additional weight to either the hawkish or the dovish side of the scale. So bearish or bullish, okay? With fundamentals, they call it hawkish and dovish, okay? So this is a really cool little tool to give you a bit of a summary. It gives you things like your market news, so what's affected it. It tells you where the sentiment is and where it's flowing to, so it's a risk on asset at the moment. So this has allowed me to catch a couple of bullish trades this week, this one and this one, and it's just reinforced my technicals. Now, yeah, of course I could have taken these trades without it. However, it's given me another confluence and a support to my trade ultimately going long. What's really, really cool about it is that if we've got particular news events coming up, like down here in the bottom right-hand corner, I'll just move you guys over here. So we got retail sales coming up for New Zealand, okay? You can click on this little brain icon on everything, and it basically gives you an AI-based summary of that news event. And from that news event, it will tell you what the expectation is, how it will impact prices, and what bullish, higher than forecasted, lower than forecasted, or neutral results will do to what you're following. So for dollar currency, if this news result comes in higher than forecast, it's going to push it bullish. Okay? If, however, it comes in higher than forecast, it's going to push gold bearish. And so this is a really clever little tool that will give you really good insights into the market. I've been using it this week. So far this week, I haven't had any losses. I had a lost position because I entered too early, but the position itself still held. I entered gold too early. You probably saw it. I entered gold here and I got stopped out there, but I took the second entry. So the trade idea itself worked out. I just entered incorrectly, long story short. So I suppose you can call it a loss if you want to, whatever. Okay, but I'm pretty happy that all of my positions have played out. So that's number one. It's called Market Edge. Have a look on YouTube, research it like I did before you potentially sign up to it. And if it's something you want to have a discussion with me about, maybe in one of our one-to-ones or in another call, I can talk you through it and get you set up with it if it's something you think you might use, okay? Second thing I want to talk to you guys about is... Oh, sorry, someone sent a message then. I can't see them. No, okay, cool. So the second thing I want to talk to you about is Darwinex 0. Okay, so I had a chat with my fundamentals guy this week, and he basically advised me that if you want to be taken seriously in the trading industry, you need to build up a verified portfolio, okay? And what these verified portfolios do is they are accounts or status of accounts that you can provide to potential investors in the future. So in the future, if you guys want to go for capital investment, i.e. This should be everyone's goal, by the way. So you want to have a portfolio where you can register yourself as, a financial investment firm, effectively, and people then can invest in you, and you can effectively trade for them. You will need to have a portfolio that you can show off. If you ever want to go and get a job, maybe in trading, or you want to work in, I don't know, a financial floor or whatever it is, you are going to need a portfolio. Now, there's various ways that you can do it, but for most of you who are using a prop firm account, the problem with it is that your account gets reset each time you get a payout or you get a new account. So you don't actually build up any track record. Investment firms now are accepting Darwin FX as a verified book of how you trade effectively. So I've been using this for a couple of weeks or so, and it basically just gives you an account that you can use. What's really, really cool about it... oh, yeah.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Are you, Sam? Please don't get me, Sam.
I
can't hear me. So where this becomes really cool is Darwin have investors who will invest in you if you can show off a good portfolio. So my Darwin is in calibration phase at the moment. You can't really see a huge amount. So I'm about 17% up on this account. I don't think it says it anywhere. I'm about 17% up on this account at the moment. I've been running it for a couple of weeks or so. You've got to go through a bit of a calibration. The good thing about it is really, really cheap. It's about 30 quid, okay? And what you get access to using it is you'll get capital allocated to you. So this guy, for example, has got 375,000 euros allocated to him. This is actual investors' money, okay? So real investors with real seed money have allocated, or the owners of Darwin have allocated cash to this trader, okay? These guys here, 500,000, 350, 275, and what you get is you get 15% returns on any money that you make. So what you're able to do is you're able to trade an account. So some of you, for example, don't like trading prop firm rules. This has no rules. You can trade it however you want. There's no drawdown limits. You don't, if you have like a shit run, you can reset the account. Basically, your job is to trade profitably and show that you can make money. Now, two things that will happen here. One, the first thing is you can build up a verified track record, okay? With that, you can then get seed capital, which means you can start making money off your trading without having to pass any prop firm funds. Now, some of you, I had this conversation with a couple of people, they're like, oh, 15% isn't that much. All right, 15% isn't that much, say on 100 grand compared to, I don't know, what you're making off a prop firm. However, how many of you are actually making money off prop firms at the moment? and how many of you are blowing accounts because you can't stick to the prop firm's rules. Well, this gives you another route. The second thing is, some of you might just want to trade and test yourself in the markets without having to worry about prop firm accounts or prop firm rules. Well, this allows you to do that. You can trade how you want to trade at a risk level that you're comfortable with, and you can test yourself in the markets without having to worry about anything other than, I just need to take good trades, okay? Well, I think everyone should be working towards an ultimate goal, which is to turn this into a profession. Prop firms can be expensive for some of you. 300, 400 pounds for a prop firm account. Some of you might not have that money. Well, this is 30 quid. And what this does is it gives you a track record. It gives you a way of building up a portfolio and also earning some money and testing yourself in real account conditions, okay? So if anyone wants to have a chat with me about this as well, please let me know. I'll go through it with you. It doesn't tell me a huge amount from here, but let me just try and get to the main page and see if it shows me. Yeah, okay. So basically they are actively looking for traders, okay? They will allocate capital to you, okay? And with this capital, you can then earn money off it, okay? 20% off at the moment, that's pretty cool. By doing so, you get paid as a hedge fund manager, 15% on your performance fees, and you can, like I said, build this track record, which is recognized by investment firms, okay? You get your own index effectively. So if you perform well and you've got good results and good win rate and that sort of stuff, then basically the better you are as a trader, the more capital you will get allocated to you, all right? So those are the couple of things I want to talk to you about today. Did anyone have any questions on any of that stuff?
Just quickly on the Darwinex, I think I've seen this a long time ago.
I can barely hear you, Dan.
Usual stuff.
Dan, I can barely hear you, mate.
How about that?
Mm-hmm. Much better.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think I've seen this a long time ago.
Yeah, they've been around for years.
Yeah. When you go into this account, when you set one of these accounts up, like you're going through a phase at the moment where you've just allocated, I guess, just a number, whatever it might be, to trade and just prove that you can actually trade.
Yeah.
After that, once it's approved, are you then putting your own money in, or are you using it the same as a prop firm?
So you pay your 30 quid basically, okay, and that's all you pay. And then as you build up your track record with them, they will allocate you capital. So investors will choose you to invest in, and they will invest in Darwinex, and capital will be allocated to you.
Cool.
Okay.
Is that actual real money then, Chris?
Real money, actual real investment capital, yeah. Which is why this is recognized by investment firms. So like I said, I was speaking to my fundamentals guy, Drew, and he was saying how this is now a platform that's similar to like my FX books accounts. These are recognized now by investment firms. He's had a student of his who's gone on to get a job working within a trading arena, whatever the job may be, because of his Darwinex Zero account, effectively. So it's a pretty cool little thing. Look, it's not for everyone, okay? Some people are just looking to make loads of money, okay? And prop firms, you're going to make more money with it. But if you're looking to build up a proper professional portfolio and have growth and longevity and have something that you can look back on in a year's time and be like, shit, this is what I've done over the last 12 months, then this is the way to do it. And if nothing else, it gives you a really nice view on your trading and how you're improving and stuff, okay? So have a look at this sort of stuff, guys. If anyone wants to have a conversation with it, let me know. I'll put some links in the chat and stuff. As always, no pressure. If you guys want to use them, they're there. If not, it just gives you something other than a prop firm, because I know some of you struggling with prop firms, not getting on too well with them. Again, it's just something else that you can do instead if prop firms aren't necessarily the way to go, and you can earn some money at the same time, okay? Sam, did you find him? You muted, mate. I muted you. Sorry.
What were we looking for?
Did you find him? Charlie?
What was I looking? Did you find Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put him to bed.
Because we all heard you go, I'm coming.
Yeah, he's trying me to be before bed.
How are you, mate? Right?
Yeah, good mate, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right, last but not least, I'm going to show you FX Bullsheet. So FX Bullsheet is a cool little journal that we use. Now, again, this isn't for everyone, guys. And the reason why it's not for everyone is as follows. If you're still in your testing phase with me, which lots of you are, then you will be currently using the Phase 3 journal, okay? So the Phase 3 journal is a cool little spreadsheet that we built. And it's really good for just basic data and analysis. When you've just got to go into the markets, journal some trades, pop them in here, this is a really cool thing for you to use, okay? That being said, this only goes so far. And eventually you're probably going to want a little bit more than just basic journal stuff, okay? Now, Sam's a bit more of a whiz than me on this, okay? So Sam, feel free to jump in if I'm explaining anything incorrectly. But effectively what it is similar to, if those of you have seen TradeZella before, similar to TradeZella, this is a interactive journal that gives you loads and loads of data about how well you're performing as a trader, okay? So you log your trades in this, it gives you your trade summaries, wins, loss, that sort of stuff, average wins, average loss, win-loss ratio, consistency score, all that sort of stuff, most profitable trades, average risk to reward. Again, really cool data that you can dive into. Profit factor, win rate, and obviously your basic stats of, you know, how well you're performing. Now, Sam's absolute favorite is this little calendar. Okay, so being able to see your profitable days against your negative days are, I think, really, really cool. And it's just, sometimes we want a little bit more data than just a basic spreadsheet, and this is going to give you that. So I'm going to show you how to journal on it. One of the features, Sam, have you played around with the AI yet?
No, mate.
Okay, so they've built into this, as you probably can tell, I'm pretty big on AI. I think if you're not using AI, you're going to get left behind in any industry these days. So AI, long story short, is built into this now, and it can review your trades. So the gold trades I've taken over the last 2 weeks, is there anything I could have done to improve them? Okay, and what it will do, it's only in beta testing at the moment, so I think everyone's got access to it. Oh yeah, there's a limit. What it does is it goes... Say again?
I wouldn't say this is gospel though. Yeah, I don't. I think it's a bit. You can put a downer on your trades if you ask me.
I think you've got to. It's like with anything with AI, you've got to prompt it in the right way. So if you're asking, you know, how could you improve your gold trades? So, all right, let's see what we've got here. Anything could have done really. You need to hire a proofreader for your trades and your questions. Oh, wow, it's fucking calling me out my spelling. Fair enough. But hey, you're making money, so I'll cut you some slack. 60, blah, 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 blah. However, your average loss is a bit chunky compared to your average win. You're letting those wins, little wins rack up, then a few bad boys are eating into your profits. Tip 1, focus on letting your winners run a bit longer. Your edge is clearly in capturing those bigger moves. 2, while you're at it, tighten up those losers. Don't let them turn into a gaping wound. Crush it. Now, it is in beta testing, but the boys that me and Sam have met with Jay, who owns this company, they're really, really hungry to build and develop this. So if any of you are kind of outside of a testing phase and you're looking to improve your trading ability or proving your results and you want some really good data, have a go with this. The details are in the announcements channel. I can repost them for anyone who wants to see them. Okay, there's loads of stuff in here. Trade diary, charts. You've got a backtesting tool in here as well. Which admittedly needs a little bit of work. But the journaling side of it, I think, is really, really cool. It's really, really easy to journal. So you effectively just go and grab your trade. So I'll grab my NU trade here, okay? And you take a screenshot of it like you would do normally. All right, go into here, put the new trade in. You're going to put in here the link, and it comes up here, as you can see on the right-hand side. And then all I'll do is I'll put in all my details. 26, entry time was... 1:55, 13:55. Exit time was just before this call, 6:20, 18:20. Exit the USD. Long lot size was 8. Entry 0.5679. Exit 0.56924. Stop loss 0.56785. Take profit 0.56924. Okay, cool. Any comments? Okay, so waited for this trade all day. It's a D bullish.
Your symbols dropped out of the entry.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because I didn't click on it. Bullish due to fundamentals. A weak dollar. Fundamentals. Weak dollar supported this trade. With the execution. Entered when dollar started dropping into deep was stuck at this level. Just on that note, guys, so the reason why I love trading dollar related pairs is because the dollar is pretty much always in control. Okay, if you've got a pair like this that is quite high and has all this imbalance and discount area down there, which should have been tested but is not able to get down this low, and then the dollar starts dropping, then this chart is very, very likely to start climbing, because the dollar is 9 times out of 10 going to be in control of any dollar related pair, with the exception of things like gold. I'm talking specifically Forex pairs and things like that. This is pretty much a rule of thumb ultimately. So that's your trade entry. You pop it in here, click submit, and then what I got them to build in. So this is, like I said, they're really interested in kind of making this as good as you can. I got them to build in our checklist as well. So you can edit this checklist and you can filter it in. So I had a liquidity sweep, I had a reversal, had an MSU, 2R easy target, wasn't in premium or discount, but it was at key time of day. So my score is 90 out of 100. Okay, and you can build in your own journals and your own checklist for this as well. And then as you can see, my win rate's gone up, my total profit's gone up, and then we can see here that that trade's gone on for my trades today. Okay, so like I said, if you guys are in a testing phase, stick on this journal. If you come into the end of the testing phase, you want to start building up some real good data, then FX bullshit is, I think, really, really good. As lots of traders are, we can get slack with journaling. I'll hold my hands up to that. Sam, again, probably hold his hands up to that from time to time. But you will notice a lot about you as a trader from following this journaling process, okay? And it's often when we fall behind on our journaling that trades can get a little bit wacky. And then we start journaling again, they can really kind of tighten things up. Any questions on FX bullshit at all?
All I'm saying is you're buying dinner again next time.
Yeah, it's been a good month. Actually, if you want
Before
to,
or after his bowling coach?
say again. What did you say?
Before or after your bowling coach?
Yeah, but probably after. Yeah. Well, my bowling coach is going to cost about 15 grand. So
Also, whose name's that? Outscored Chris
yeah,
bowling.
Dan. Well done, Dan. Well done, mate. Okay, cool. Look, guys, thank you for turning up today. Hopefully that was a helpful session. Lots of kind of new tools and updates coming as always. I'm going to continue to improve what it is that we do here. I'm determined to be the best trading community out there, and it's exclusive, as you know. We're not taking on any members. Our doors are full now. We're not taking on any new members now until the new year. It's something that I think we'll keep adding things and new things all the time. I'm working on indicators at the moment. I'm working on kind of automated strategies. There's loads and loads and loads of stuff going on. Watch this space. I'll continue to evolve and bring new stuff. Flowchart, Robbie. I did see that. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. It's on my list of things to do, mate. Unfortunately, it's a priority. It's not a top priority. It's not something personally I need. It's something that would help you guys. So if anyone wants to have a go at building the flowchart, you're welcome to do so. It's a mammoth task, and I haven't got the time at the moment to do it. Whilst I've got everyone here as well, just a reminder as well, I will be completely off for the first 3 days of next week. Okay, so my partner, most of you know, is having surgery on Monday, and it's going to be a pretty tough one for us. The physical side of it's okay, but emotionally it's a pretty tough one because it's all to do with the fertility stuff we're going through. So this procedure is going to be, it's going to be a tough few days. Long story short, so I'm taking a few days off. I'll probably be in the Discord and answering a few messages. I won't be going through and kind of reviewing analysis and marking call sorts and that sort of stuff. So any call sorts you want marked, get them into me before Sunday. I'll make sure everything's done and cleared on Sunday. I've not asked Sam, but Sam, if you're around, maybe you could jump on and do a call with the guys. I will be back on Wednesday for this session, like normal. And if Sam's got time, you might find some time to maybe jump in the chat and do a bit of analysis with you guys. But just I appreciate your patience. I know it's not ideal, guys. I know you're all here to, for access to me and me to be here all the time, but
Young guy, explain it.
Yeah,
mate.
it's just, yeah.
Hope
it's
it all
whatever.
goes well, mate.
Thank you, mate. I really appreciate it.
Well,
Thank
as
you.
best as it can. Anyway.
Thank you. Yeah, really appreciate that. So yeah, so if you want me, you got up until Sunday, and then I'm going to be a bit quiet for a few days. Like I said, I'll probably be here and there, and I'll probably dip into the Discord here and there, but I won't be present as I am, throughout the day as normal. Okay, just so you're aware. Okay, cool. If anyone's got any questions about FX Bullshit, Market Edge, or Darwinex Zero, if anyone like the links to and the discount codes that I've got access to with all three of them, don't sign up to them yourselves. I've got a discount code for all of them. I'm not massive about pushing this sort of stuff, as you know, but if I can get you guys a bit of discount, then great. I really like working with companies that I really like working with, because if I can provide them with business, then we get cool stuff. Like Top One Trader, really good example. We get a lifetime 50% discount. Nobody else has that in the market. We get access to free accounts. We've got customer service on my WhatsApp. Those of you who've had Top One Trader issues before, I think Wilco, we've had issues before. And you literally messaged me, and within 10 minutes I had an answer for you from the CEO. Stuff like that is the reason why I put business with companies that I like. I only work with companies that I like and I respect, and I think can benefit you guys. So yeah, if you do want to get access to any of that stuff, pop me a message. I'll get you hooked up with them. I'll get you hooked up with the discount code and that sort of stuff. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right, but as always, no pressure, guys. It's there if you want it, and if you don't want it, don't worry about it. Cool. All right, boot camp lot. I will see you literally on the next call now. Cheers, guys.
Easy, guys.
Speak soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.